What's good? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chuck. Happy Saturday. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate all of you guys watching and tuning in on your weekend, and I hope it's going well. Hope it's going well. Hope you're enjoying your time. We have a few things to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the Sword and Shield boxes that I believe have some room to run in the short term. And you know where we're going to start. Well, first of all, we're going to start with the pickup I had today. Sleeved booster pack of Evolving Skies. Got it for $35. Pretty good little deal. It does have one issue where it's not quite open, but this little part is a little bit more loose than I wanted it to be. But I inspected it, all is well. But pretty solid little pickup. Want to give a special thank you to today's sponsor, the Shiny app. It's the easiest way to check real-time prices on your sealed Pokemon products, track your collection on an app that's super seamless and easy to use, and spot market trends before anybody else. So if you're serious about investing or just want to keep your collection nice and organized, Shiny makes it super simple. So thank you again for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into Chilling Reign, baby. Let's get into the video. And you know where we got to start for real this time. Chilling Reign. The time is now. That's right. This is a $500 booster box. And I told you guys, at 400 that it was a great buy. I bought one. I got clowned for it. Huh. Look at me now. 16% in the last month. A lot of this was a big buyout. I'm kind of joking, but actually pretty significant move for Chilling Reign. It's really quite sad when you think about Chilling Reign and Fusion. At one point, they were like the same price, MSRP, a couple of years ago. And it felt like they were in the same caliber of booster boxes. Well, one is about twice the price as the other. So we got to celebrate these moves here for Chilling Reign. On this channel, we stay liking Chilling Reign. We stay believing in Chilling Reign. It's a $500 box. There are pretty much no boxes listed on TCG Player or eBay for that matter under 500. I think I saw an auction 512 plus shipping. We are comfortably in the $500 range, and it won't be long, in my opinion, before this is pushing 600. There's no reason why Lost Origin should be 800 and this is $500, $300 more. I guess there is a reason. Shinji Kanda in a Mega Chase card, which has always been, you know, Chilling's one of the main things that has held Chilling Reign back. I will say this. We'll get into this. Total set value, $1,500. That is the second highest of any set in the Sword and Shield era. I just want to put that out there. That is more than Crown Zenith. $1,544. That is more than Fusion Strike. Guys, the second best set, right? $1,477. Now just barely. This is the thing about Chilling Reign is, to me, it's like kind of undervalued. Yet there isn't a super duper Mega Chase card that is pulling it up out of the depths that it deserves to be out of. You know, we've talked about the set a lot. I actually think the Blaziken is a really, really strong chase card. Now, it's Blaziken. It's not Gengar. It's not Pikachu. It's not Charizard. It's not Mew, etc., etc. All right. But Blaziken is a fairly popular Pokemon. And I actually think the art is pretty cool. I know it looks like I just went to Panama City and got an airbrush t-shirt for $50, but I like it. I think it's cool. And a lot of people do as well. And there is a lot of sales volume. 99 have sold and 80 listed. So over 100% sell-through rate. The Galarian Moltres, I think, is a lot of people's actually their favorite card in the set. Dude, okay, if this was released in the SV era, it would be very expensive. And it is. Now I understand that this set has been out for like 4 years, so a lot more of them are in circulation than before. I get it. 105 sold, currently 76 listed, so it's pretty impressive. I think the future is bright for Chilling Reign, personally. I think there's a lot to like in the set. It has the most alt-arts in the set. Now, I know a lot of them are Rapidash, but the Zeraora is pretty cool, and it's a good Pokemon. Tornadus is cool. I love the Galarian Zapdos. And it's got a few Calyrexes. Although quite nice arts, to be fair. I think the Slowking is nice, but yeah, Gold Snorlax was the chase card for a minute. Yeah, pretty wild stuff. But for my money, like, I think it's a pretty strong set, and I think it rivals that of something like Lost Origin. With a set value of 1,200, primarily carried by Giratina and Aerodactyl. Beyond that, not a whole lot to say about the set. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day. The Pokemon market, the people in the hobby, they're going to decide ultimately long-term what rises to the top and what may not. But clearly some investors are seeing a lot of potential in Chilling Reign going forward, myself included. And I think $500 or below is still a smashing buy for Chilling Reign. So in my opinion, I could see it being 600 pretty soon. And by pretty soon, I mean this year. I think this will be a 600, 650. My price prediction by the end of the year, what is it, August 16th? That is insane. If it's $500 now, I think we'll see a $680 box by the end of the year. For sure. Just maybe around that $700 price point. We'll see. We'll see. Do I think it's better to invest in Chilling Reign over something like Fusion? I don't know. I mean, obviously it's, you're talking about a $900 box versus a $500 box, but you're talking about a set that is a lot more loved, and that is something you have to consider when you're looking at these boxes. Now, I think all of these are good value, which leads me to my next box, Brilliant Stars. Currently, the data here is not super accurate on TCG Player. Currently going for about $500. Actually, I'm sorry, $450, $460. Sub 500. Just waiting, I think there's an opportunity here for Brilliant Stars. If you can get it sub 450, it's a no-brainer. I'm actually looking to get one for myself because I don't have any Brilliant Stars in my collection, and I would really enjoy having a box for that reason. So to me, it's a pretty good price point. All things considered, I don't see it getting any cheaper. This will be $500 very soon before you know it. All it's going to take is one buyout, and it'll be there very, very soon. Pretty good sales volume. 44 in the last month, 78 listed. So, give it a few weeks, and we'll see where it's at. But Charizard, right? Let's pull up the set. Charizard, Umbreon, Trainer Gallery. It's a really good Trainer Gallery. It's one of the best. Probably the best Trainer Gallery, actually. Umbreon, Sylveon, Mimikyu, more Sylveons, more Umbreons, Arceus. Like, it's really good stuff. And the top two rows here. And, you got to remember, like, yeah, the values, they seem low for the quality of the card, but, like, so many packs have been ripped. It's been out for so long. It kind of makes sense. But I think all things considered, still good value. I'm not interested in investing in anything that's not the main chase of Sword and Shield at this point. But for a personal collection, these are awesome. So I think a lot of good things to come for Brilliant Stars. I want to talk about Astral Radiance because this is now like the cheapest booster box of the good booster boxes in Sword and Shield. Not including Battle Styles in that. We are going to talk about it. But I think Astral Radiance, everything else below it is just a significant downgrade in quality. But yeah, Astral Radiance, I think a lot of people quite like this set. It kind of suffers the same fate of Chilling Reign, where it doesn't have a Mega Chase card. And so a set like Silver Tempest is overtaking it, essentially, which is what has happened. Astral Radiance, a couple months ago, had a very weird boom, like a huge buyout that drove up the price quite significantly. Yeah, you can see 35 sold in a week, which is a lot for Sword and Shield boxes when 119 are listed, for instance, like in this case. It went up all the way up to like $450, and then proceeded to then like $415, and then dropped. Has been dropping since then, trying to find support. I think a lot of the attention has moved away from Astral Radiance and onto Fusion, Lost Origin, etc., evolving, right? Even Chilling right now. But this is not going to drop for much longer. This is a set that around $350 to me is of great value. Anything under $350 I think is a snap instant buy. All things considered. It's a set. It's 4 years old. Iconic Pokemon in it. You know, you got Misty Starmie, Cynthia's Garchomp, Palkia, Dialga. The Machamp is actually quite a nice card. I know it's Machamp, but it is a nice card. You know, Galarian Moltres is cool, Beedrill, whatever. Nothing too crazy after that, but it's a solid set with a solid top row of cards that I think people will like in the future. Like these 5 mainly are very, very solid. So Astral Radiance, I think, again, same thing. I think more money is going to continue to flow into Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance, and Silver Tempest. Especially Brilliant Stars and Astral Tempest. Astral Radiance. Astral Radiance. Chilling. If it can happen to Chilling, it can happen to these. It has happened to all of these in the past. So be ready for that. Silver Tempest, $400. Has seen a recent spike up. Has seen a lot of volume recently in the past month. Up, 9% or so in that time frame, which is quite impressive, all things considered. More supply. It's a newer set of the Sword and Shield era, just over 2 years old. 65 sold in the last month. Still finding support at that, right around that $400 mark. You could probably find it for $380, $370. I know people were buying it for $340 when it was $370. So I'm not expecting anything crazy to happen on Silver Tempest anytime soon, but I do believe probably after Brilliant and Astral that there will be a price jump. I just don't think it's ready. I don't think it deserves to be a $500 booster box when something like Chilling just got to $500 with, nearly half the set value. The Lugia is an incredible card. You have to remember there are a lot of these. And, the weird God packs existed. So there's more so than maybe some other sets. Brilliant is in a similar position. There's a lot of those Charizards. The Rayquaza, I think, is a really, really cool card. I quite like it. I pulled this Blaziken VMAX, so I'm biased towards Gen 3. And it's a nice card. And then beyond that, not a whole lot to say for real. It's a good card, or it's a good set with a really, really great card. Expect it to kind of sit at 400 probably for the rest of the month. And just, absorb some of that supply. But Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, I definitely foresee some movement here on both of these sets. Brilliant Stars will be $500 very soon. And Chilling Reign, I still think has some legs on it. I think it can comfortably be 510, 515, 525, somewhere in that range before its next leg up, which I think will probably happen in the fall sometime. Battle styles. I'm not the biggest fan of battle styles. I know a lot of people say, given its age, given the T-Tar, the first Altart, that it warrants to be a higher price. They printed the set quite a bit. I think for $216, $200, I think the value is there for sure, given the set. Now, a lot of the prices of the cards, there's not a ton in this set beyond the Empoleon and the Tyranitar. I know it's got some Urshifus, and they are cool. I don't think Urshifu is that popular, though, unfortunately. It's really popular to like a very small group of people, I feel like. It's just one of those. Beyond that, not a whole lot to say. It's basically a rainbow set. So, you know, it's kind of the transition set into Chilling Reign. But yeah, I mean, look, like Tyranitar is a phenomenal card. I think it's fantastic. I would actually love to own this card in like a PSA 10. I think that'd be pretty cool. Although it is $500, so I don't think I can justify that when I could just buy a Chilling Reign box. But anyway, Battle Styles, I think, definitely has some room to run. And I think it's going to finally escape out of this like weird $200 price point it's been at for like the entirety of the year. I remember buying this box. I got I'm sorry, I bought Paradox Rift. I do not own any Battle Styles, but I had opportunities to buy this at $100. I didn't. I opted for other investments, but I don't think this box will move before Astral, Brilliant, or Silver, just because of the priority of the quality of those sets. But after those have legs up, Battle Styles is going to see some action. That's my prediction. It's up about $10 in the last month or so. Don't be surprised if this is a $300 box by the end of the year. And I think, I'm not going to say it's a sleeper set, but I do think it will get some price action finally that it deserves at least a little bit. One of the issues is that there is a decent amount of quantity, but recently in the past month, a lot of those $200 boxes are being absorbed. So near 100% sell-through rate. It's ready to pop. It's ready to go past 230 up to 250. I think it'll probably land around 250. Of course, I'm pulling these numbers out of my ass, but I think the justification makes sense because we're seeing a lot of boxes listed around 200. It'll be 250 probably by the end of September, sometime in October, if I had to guess. $200, I think the value is there. So these are boxes I'm looking at currently. I think we can expect some moves here. This is typically what we see. We see the big sets make big moves. That money then trickles down as opportunities arise, and the gaps between the packs of like Fusion and Chilling get bigger. The sets aren't that far apart, so they, the lower sets tend to catch up a bit. So, just some thoughts I have. I'm still a believer. Lost Origin, Fusion, Tempest, Evolving Skies, anything Sword and Shield, still a great buy in my opinion. I just bought a Sea and Sky Crown Zenith today. I know it's not a booster box, but yeah, I picked that up along with my sleeved Evo pack. $35, couldn't resist. Pretty good deal in my eyes. So let me know what you guys think. Shout out to all of my Chilling Reign believers. And thank you again to the Shiny app for sponsoring this video. And yeah, guys, I will be live tomorrow at some point. I will try to figure out a time tonight, let y'all know. Monday market update video on Monday, of course. And yeah, really appreciate it. I will see you very soon in the next one. Until then, have a great rest of your Saturday. Peace.